As an executive, you should have a basic understanding of the different types of wine corks and closures.
Let's start with corks. Corks actually come from the bark of a particular type of oak tree, and is the most traditional and common form of closure used to seal bottles. Cork works well as a closure, but it does have certain weaknesses that have caused producers to consider other methods of closure. Cork's main drawback is that it's susceptible to something known as cork taint. If you have ever heard someone refer to a bottle as being corked, this is what they are referring to. Cork taint is caused by the presence in wine of a compound known as trichloroanisole, also known as TCA for short. This compound causes wines to have an unpleasant aroma, often described as wet cardboard or even wet dog scents. Not something you want in your wine. This problem is typically caused by the cork, and it is believed that roughly 1% of wines for sale will be affected to some degree. In fact, when a waiter or sommelier opens a bottle of wine and hands you the cork to smell it and has you taste the wine, it is part to determine whether the wine is negatively affected by cork taint. If there is such an issue, it is proper etiquette to send the corked wine back in favor of another bottle. This brings us to synthetic closures and screw caps. Synthetic closures and screw caps can reduce the incidence of cork taint dramatically. Synthetic corks look and function very similarly to natural cork, but are made from plastic compounds. These closures have improved, but one of the main concerns held by winemakers is that over time they may allow more oxygen to enter the bottle than their natural cork counterparts. Screw caps, on the other hand, are becoming quite common in some parts of the world, particularly in Australia, where they are commonplace. Screw caps face the opposite challenge that synthetics face, in that winemakers are concerned that they allow too little oxygen to permeate the closure, and this may negatively affect longer aging wines. Finally, there is the perception that screw caps and synthetics are simply made for cheap wine, and consumers in some instances turn their noses up at them.
As an executive, it's not necessarily important that you engage in this debate, but it is a good idea to have a bit of perspective.